Hey guys, welcome to another Colin support video. This one is on equations with parentheses. Let's see if I can help you understand the process. Let's go. Okay, so once again, you're going to just watch me copy a little bit here. So the first problem is 7h equals negative times the quantity of 2h minus 18. Whenever you're working with a parentheses like this, I would just distribute. It's the easiest thing to do to start. Distribute, then combine like terms and simplify left and right side. And then if you need to, bring all the variables to one side and all the numbers to the other. So once again, distribute, combine like terms, then simplify left and right as far as you can, then bring all your variables to one side, all your numbers to the other. Basic process. So I would distribute this. So remember distribute property, you're going to multiply it through parentheses by the outside factor. Okay, so you're going to multiply negative times 2h and then negative times let's do this. Negative times negative 18. Make sure that you include the signs when you multiply through by that outside factor of negative 1. So now what you have here is 7h is equal to negative 1 times 2h is negative 2h. Negative 1 times negative 18 is a positive 18. Once you've done this, you want to get all your variables to one side. So I'm going to move the negative 2h to the other side. So I would then switch to a different color here. We're going to add 2h to both sides. This becomes a 0 pair. So I show that that is a 0 by circling it. 7h plus 2h is now 9h's. And 9h is equal to what? 18. So now I have the value of 9h is equal to 18. I don't want to know what 9h's are worth. I want to know what 1h is worth. So I divide both sides by 9. And I get h is equal to 2. So I know that h is 2. I can plug it back in and check. What's 2 times 2? 4. What's 4 take away 18? Negative 14. What's negative 14 times a negative? That's positive 14. What's 7 times positive 2? Positive 14. So if you check it, right, 14 is going to equal 14. That's correct. All right, we put in the answer. H is equal to 14. Sorry, my bad. That's so funny. H is equal to 2. And then we get the right answer. All right, next question. Let's erase this and start again. Okay, so for this problem here, we got 3 times the quantity of 6 minus f minus 4 is equal to 3f, and then take away 4. Once again, like I said, you're going to distribute where you can. So multiply through the parentheses by the outside factor whenever you need to. And you're going to get the value inside, which is really worth what? This is 3 groups of 6 positive units and a negative f. So isn't that going to be 18 positive units and 3 negative f's? This is 3 groups of all this stuff inside. And so this is 18 minus 3f minus 4 is equal to now 3f minus 4. Your goal is to now get all the variables to one side after you simplify the left and right side. So I would simplify the left and right side by combining like terms. 18 minus 4 is going to be positive 14. So what we really have here is negative 3f plus 14 is equal to 3f minus 4. And yeah, okay. And so when I'm looking at this, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to want to get all of your variables to one side, all your numbers to the other. So I would add 3f to both sides because I want to make the f's positive. And if you're going to bring the f's to the right, then I will bring the numbers the other way. So how do you get rid of this minus 4? You add 4 to both sides. And remember, if you think of that equation line as a divider, right, and everything on the left and right has to maintain balance, you can see that on the left hand I added 3f plus 4. On the right hand, I added 3f plus 4. As long as you do the same thing to the left and right, you're fine. Okay. So ultimately, we have now these 0 pairs that have appeared. When you get 14 plus 4 is now 18, and 18 is equal to 6f's. I want to get the f's by themselves, so how do you undo times by 6? Divide by 6 both sides, and that's going to give you 1f. And what is that 1f equal to? 18 divided by 6, which is 3. So if 3 equals f, then we also know that f equals 3. And we could plug it in and check it. 6 minus 3 is going to be 3. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 minus 4 is 5. The value here is 5. And then 3 times 3 is 9. 9 minus 4 is 5. So 5 equals 5. We know we got it right. This I'm going to put in the right answer. It's f is equal to 3. And f equals 3. Okay, you got it right. Okay, next question. Okay, Let's erase all this and do our next thing. So this one says negative 4 times the quantity of n minus 8 is equal to 4 times the quantity of negative 3n plus 2. Okay, we're going to combine, first distribute. So let's distribute first. 4 times negative 3n, 4 times positive 2. And so when we distribute, what we get is, let's do this kind of the same color, I guess, match the color as best I can. 4 times negative 3 is negative 12. This is negative 12n. And then 4 times positive 2 is going to be positive 8. Because it's 4 groups of 3 negative n's and 2 positive units. It ends up being 12 negative n's and 8 positive units. Now you have negative 4n minus 8 is equal to negative 12n plus 8. Your goal is to get all the variables to one side, all your numbers to the other. So I would add 12n to both sides. And at the same time, I move the numbers to the right. So I would add 8 to both sides. And that will give me a 0 pair where I want it over here to get rid of those numbers, and a 0 pair over here to get rid of the variables. And so what we're left with is all the n's on the left and all the numbers on the right if we want. And we get negative 4n plus 12n, which is 8n. And over here we get 8 plus 8, which is 16. So 8n's is now equal to 16. I don't want the value of 8n's, I want the value of 1n. So I undo times by 8 by dividing by 8 both sides. And you get n is now equal to 16 divided by 8, which is 2. So the correct answer is n is equal to 2. You could plug it in and check, but I'm just going to do this for the sake of time. Okay, next up. All right, let's do it. 3 times the quantity, 3 take away 2 times the quantity of 9 plus 2m is equal to m. All right, so once again, you're going to distribute and then combine like terms. Let's do this in green this time. And then we get a matching kind of, I can't really get matching green, let's do kind of matching. So we get negative 2 times 9 and negative 2 times 2m. Remember, you're distributing that negative through the parentheses. So this is going to be negative 2 times a positive 9 is a negative 18. And negative 2 times a positive 2m is a negative 4m. 3 comes along for the ride, and that's equal to m. When you're doing this, what you're actually understanding, hopefully, is the concept. This is the opposite of 2 groups of this stuff. So 2 groups of 9 plus 2m would be 18 plus 4m, but it's the opposite of all that, right? So it's not 18, it's negative 18. It's not 4m, it's negative 4m, and so on and so forth. All right, so now we're going to combine our like terms. So we're going to grab the constants there and combine them. So what's 3 minus 18? That's negative 15. And then so we have negative 15 plus 4m is equal to m. And keep that lined up, just make it easy for us to see. And now you want to get all the m's to one side. So how do you undo, let's do this in pink, minus 4m. I would add 4m to get all the m's to the right-hand side. And that way our m's stay positive. This is a 0 pair, goes away. And we're left with negative 15 is now equal to 5m. Because remember, this is 1m plus 4m, which is 5m's. How do you undo times by 5? Divide by 5. And that means the value of m is actually going to be equal to negative 15 divided by 5, which is negative 3. So the ultimate answer is negative 3. So put a negative 3, check your answer, and you're good to go. And that's how you do these problems. Hopefully that's helpful to you guys.